Okay, so I just want to talk about the 911, the new 911 that was released today. I'm looking at pictures of it right now. And first off, I want to say that the interior redesign is like insane. I say insane because it's really modern and it adds a touch of luxury, or even more luxury than the 911 but had before. So that the 911 is an everyday supercar that you can drive all the time and still have the comfort of everyday driving, visibility, and stuff like that. And if you look at the interior, it looks very similar to the Panamera interior, but they changed the shift knob. What else did they change? Still very similar, the infotainment system, the vents, the whole center console. The difference is that this one is specifically for the 911, so I see they have the P, the park button, and stuff like that. So that definitely makes it even more modern than the Panamera. So it makes this some unique traits to the 911 itself. And it's still a car that is comfortable to drive. Porsche did it again. They didn't overdo it. People always say that the 911 is a car that looks the same through all generations. But why would you change something if it's obviously perfect the way it is? At least to me. And maybe you don't see it as perfect, but it's a car that has gained value and keeps selling and selling and selling. So why would you change the recipe to be completely different when you might not get better results for that? The interior of the new 911, not only has it changed drastically, but I have yet to find a car a sports car specifically, that has an interior as usable, as easy to use, and as updated as a 911. That is why that 911 outshines many other of its rivals in the supercar game, because it keeps up with modern technology, but the outside doesn't change. People don't really understand what's going on. The design is not going to change drastically. If you see it years ago, then you'll see a drastic change until now. But what does change is the mechanics of it, the powertrain, how it delivers power. It still has a flat 6, but now we have twin turbos in all 911s, even in the previous 991.2s. So that's where it started. All 911s after that had turbos. This one has twin turbos still, without it being a turbo model. And there's other cars that cost more than the 911, but don't offer the same experience as the 911 does. And that's why I feel like the 911 outshines those cars, because those cars, generally, the outside is very different, but inside is still the same. That's what people don't really get. They talk about, oh, but this company makes this car and it changed the design drastically, but then the inside, the mechanics, it still has the same faults, like maybe not reliable. The inside is very tame. It doesn't offer basically any luxury depending on what car you have. But why would you pay $300,000, $400,000, and even more money than that for a car that doesn't even have a good infotainment system or any luxury inside of it? I mean, sports car. That's what I'm talking about. Because you could buy a luxury car and obviously it's gonna have those. But a sports car, yes, it should be able to drive fast, but you also need luxury too, because you're probably not gonna drive it only on the track. You're probably gonna drive it on the street, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna not be going top speed all the time. Here I see the hood lines are very pronounced, like the center lines on the hood, like there's like a level change. I don't know how to say it exactly. The front, they definitely changed it. I'll have to look at a previous picture to see how many traits they changed. I think the front lip. I know the rear, they changed the exhaust and like the rear diffuser. That's definitely new. And they definitely cleaned up the back. I feel like the lettering, they changed it and things like that. Now for design changes on the exterior, you can definitely see like the rear profile, the car, like with the rear hips, where the rear windshield sits, so it goes down and then it goes like around the wheel arches. That's definitely wider. They definitely accommodated that part better. I feel like it looks wider. If it's not exactly wider, it definitely looks wider. Now the front is definitely wider. It looks wider and it is wider. I just learned that they're gonna use the same body style for every car. It doesn't matter if it's all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. So I feel like it's gonna make it a little bit harder to identify which one is which, at least just from seeing the car. But you definitely can tell by the rear which model is gonna be. I like that in the interior as well. The handle to the door, you know, simple stuff like that people don't really see. I definitely noticed it. And like the buttons to unlock the door and lock the door, those are Panamera traits. It has 918 technology in it with the air vents in the front bumper. Those help cooling the car. That's definitely from the 918. And I like how they smoothed out the door handles. I know that there's cars before that had that technology, but the 911 had yet to still have it. So that definitely is a change. The door handles just pop out when you're gonna open the door, and then you can just push them back in, and it just gives it more like of a cleaner and modern look. So that's definitely a change. So I already know that people are gonna be like, oh, the door handles, like that's not gonna. If you have to talk about the door handles, then obviously the car hasn't changed much. If that's the only clear change that you can see. But definitely the car has changed. It's definitely better where it matters. Like I feel like people fail to see that and say, oh, there was no drastic change, so it's the same car. No, it's not the same car, and I know it's gonna prove it. Just give it time, because the car just debuted. I think it was today. I had its debut today in Los Angeles. So definitely there's gonna be people driving it. Everyone's gonna be driving it. All the media channels and everything are definitely gonna promote it. But definitely I see the change. I hope that in the future I can feel the change in 911 and 992 generation. And I can't wait to see how this generation of 911 evolves and becomes again like the GT3 RS. I don't know if they'll go with GT2. It's way too early to tell, but definitely models like that, we'll definitely see them. And the 911 will still be one of the best, if not the best, sports car around the Nürburgring and overall. So that's it for this video. That's all I wanted to talk about. I feel like I got all my points across. And if you have any comments about arguing whether the 911 is better because of the changes, if you agree, if you like it, if you dislike it, just leave a comment below. I'll definitely read it and I'll definitely answer it to the best of my ability. I hope you guys like this video, subscribe, and then I will see you next time.